Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's just me tonight. I'm going to be doing Venice and Egypt. I actually did record like 50 minutes of two versions of Egypt I had and all of Venice, but we forgot to hit the record audio button, so I'm just going to redo it. Matt doesn't really feel like redoing it. I don't really feel like redoing it either. So what we're going to do is it's going to be me here. I'm going to play Venice for a bit. I'll talk about it. I'll just talk about some shit in general. And same thing with Egypt. I'll show the other version, and then we're just going to have about 50 minutes of extended gameplay of Venice and of Egypt. So if anyone really likes looking at the maps, you're really excited, you really thought it was cool, you can have a full 50 minutes of just looking at the maps. I'm sorry if you really wanted to hear audio. I'm that it got deleted, but I'm not going to leave you with nothing. So I will show you Venice. I'm going to skate around it a bit. I'll talk. I'll tell some about it. Do the same thing for Egypt. And then again, we'll have 50 minutes of extended gameplay footage of just the maps. So, Venice. Venice is a map. Venice is just a beautiful city. I don't know if anyone's been to Venice. I haven't been to Venice. My dad has. I've seen some beautiful pictures. I see it all the times in games. It's just, Italy is just beautiful. A lot of Europe and its architecture beautiful. Italy, France, specific towns like Paris and Venice, just beautiful. So my Venice map is actually similar to a Venice map I made in Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. And in that map, I had water going through all out the different platforms. Actually, it was more flooded. So here, there's no real buildings per se. Obviously, there's the buildings that surround the map, but that's not something I can change unless I change the map layout. And this is the only daytime map that's outdoors. So there's no buildings that are flooded, right? I know it may look like it from this angle, but these are supposedly just, platforms. Granted, oh man, I suck at this. You gotta have a hint of doubt, take everything with a grain of salt, suspension of disbelief and whatnot. Because, it's gonna say, oh, this doesn't look anything like Venice. Well, it's built in Skate 3, okay? This isn't, an architecture engine for blueprinting or anything. It's a skateboarding game. But it's based off of the Tony Hawk Venice map. And I made it so that the entire town was flooded. You could skate on rooftops. There was a rail going throughout all of the water. So you actually, if you fucked up and you landed on the water, you had a chance to grind a rail and save yourself. And that was also a quick way to get around the entire map. In Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, I made a lot of maps based off of locations rather than just fun things. So let's say in Underground 1, I made like Peach's Castle. I made, let's say, Sonic the Hedgehog level. I made some Ninja Turtle levels. I made some stuff like that, you know what I mean? But then I made something like a golf course. I think in a different memory card of Tony Hawk's Underground, I made like my grandfather's house, which I think I made in 4. I made in Underground 1 and 2. Unfortunately, that's not in this, not this memory card, but that's not on the memory card I have all my maps on. So you'll never really get to see that map unless I make it again. I thought about making that in Skate 3. But you won't be able to see the American Wasteland maps either, because I deleted it one time thinking, oh, I've played this game too much, let me get rid of it, I'm never going to play it again, and then I ended up getting it back, and I was really upset, and all my maps were gone. So I don't know if I'll ever remake those maps in American Wasteland. I'll probably just make them in Skate 3, because you can do a lot in Skate 3. Granted, I did a lot of nice stuff in American Wasteland. Really, you have less limitations in that game, but at the same time, you have less creativity. Where in Skate 3, it's more based off of physics, you could do a lot more. But anyway, I wanted to have a nice look to Venice. I didn't want it to just be like, haha, look, it's funny, the whole place is flooded. No, I wanted it to really feel like this is beautiful, water running throughout the town, and I think it has a nice look. As you can see, I didn't make it just normal, like regular blue, either dark blue, bright blue water. I made it sort of an aqua color, so it contrasts with the light orange, because as you know, blue and orange are actually contrast colors. Contrary to what some people may think, it's not red and blue, it's orange and blue. Red and green actually contrast each other, along with yellow and purple. And something neat, if you put all the primary colors together, you get brown, which I found out actually back in the first grade. We were supposed to color in flowers, and you could draw either purple or yellow. And I fucked up, and I was like, oh shit, I wasn't supposed to do purple. Even though I could do purple, but I thought it was only supposed to be yellow, and I colored it with yellow trying to go over it, and it made brown, and I was like, fuck! Because we were told there weren't other copies of the paper to draw over. And then I remembered I could do purple, so I just tried masking the brown as much as possible. I felt horrible. First grade is probably my least favorite year in all of school. I say least favorite, it's probably more like my most hated. I don't like school at all. I also did not like the teacher. Maybe she wasn't a bad person, but she was just shitty at teaching. Well, rather shitty at teaching young children. She did not get children at all. And, you know, that really affected me growing up, I feel. And now I just know to hate people like that rather than to cut them any slack or to feel bad about it. Anyway, moving on from that nonsense story, I'll get some show around here, right? I have these little, like, grates that are supposed to, like, prevent garbage from being in the water and going down. And I think that's nice, you know, it looks like a nice little drop-off here. Now, you can actually see, because I ran out of money, and I figured people wouldn't really turn the camera to look under here. But it doesn't connect, right? I'd rather fill out this whole thing. And this actually isn't even entirely filled. But for the most part, you're just going to walk past this. You won't see that it's not entirely filled. Like, down there, again, you can see it doesn't touch entirely. But I don't think that's a big deal. The fact is that I worked around my limitations and I still made it look really nice. That's the main thing. And what's good about this map, it doesn't have a perfect flow, right? But you can flow with the map. You know, you can go one direction and then spin and turn. So let's say here, right? Granted, it's a sharp turn, but you could go left or you could go right. You go left, you can take a rail. I'm sucking right now. I apologize for my bad gameplay. I'm going to go back to the beginning. A good example of this. Right as you start, first thing you see is you see the arch, you see this ramp, and then you see the green. Now, you can go right under the arch, and you can go this way. You can go onto the green. You got a little grassy pad. It's not really meant for skating, but this will take you to like the rest of the map. Or you could even go straight over here if you want. Right? There's this little bump. I say bump. There's this little ramp going down that'll take you across the map. Like, look at that. That may seem like a small gap, but that's filled with water right there. You know, you can't actually get across that unless you take that path. Take this rail over there, go across the bridge, you go over that over there, you know. So there's a lot of nice ways to go around the map, and you have a decent amount of options to use. Now here, obviously, just going like that, you're not going to get across, but you can go to the top of this, and then I think you'd have enough speed to get down. So let's try that. No, it doesn't look like it. Funny thing, I don't think I actually made a way for you to get up to the top anymore, which does bother me a bit. So you know what let's do? Let's fix that right now. Let's really make this map. Oh, that's probably why. It's because I don't have any pieces left. Well, that kind of sucks. That means it seems like you could never get across this because you can't get to the top of this. In times like this, what I usually do is I try to scour the map and see if there's anything I can delete. So like, look, okay, these are props, right? These can be moved. So let's use that to our advantage. You see the prop line is very, very low. It's still in the green. So let's take something. Let's take like a box or something, and then we can put it, right? Find something heavy that you can climb on, and we'll use that to make us get up there. Let's see. Got that. That's kind of small. This would work, but it seems like it's a bit big and doesn't quite fit. See this. This is a bit big too. It doesn't quite go up all the way. Tables, let's try tables. How's this one? Oh, no. Way too big. I feel like we're getting closer. Just a matter of finding just the right thing. Go into other, see what we have. We have an outhouse, but I feel like that would be kind of ugly for Venice. Unfortunately, a lot of these things I feel look kind of ugly for Venice. But if we need to get up there, we may have to make a compromise. Let's see. I feel like that's going to be too high to jump on, but let's try it. What? That might... Oh, no, that works. Okay. So it doesn't look too great. But at the very least, now you can get up here. So make a small sacrifice for a bigger initiative. Let's see, it doesn't look like it's too easy to actually land on that ramp. Not quite. I'm getting there. Almost. No, it seems like we just can't do it still. That's a little annoying. Well, anyway, I'll come back to that later. Let me show you more of the map. Let's go back to the starting point here. Take a look at this little grassy area, the nice archway, right? we got a nice little fancy rail here. We have the walk around, the nice little garden grass, which you actually can skate, and you can still use that to traverse. I love this part here. I never used this rail here. I actually forgot about it. I think it just blends in so well I don't even notice it. But you can get across using that. So let's try doing that now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing like crap today, but you can do it. It is a legitimate way of getting over. I do not have enough speed. There we go. This, like here, I kind of wanted to make a half pipe, but I didn't really want to just make a regular half pipe. So the ramps are actually a little bigger than they should be. You have rails in the corners, so if you want to do something cool and you manage to land on the rail, you can grind down from the corner. Because the corners don't quite loop, so this is like a fun alternative. Seems like I'm not very good at it, so we're just going to move on. There's a rail there, you can go over that little gap. Got a hump here. And this area, this you can still skate, but it's very thin. And really what this is just different ways of traversing. So like down here, obviously, right, you have this ramp. And then you could hop over like that. You could go up this. Normally you could use that to then bump over this thing, maybe make a jump, bump on that, go down that way. But again, you know, there's a lot of specific sections where it's like, yo, you're intended to do this. You don't have to, but that's the intention here. I'm wondering maybe I should fix some of this though, because I feel like this rail always gets in the way, and it would be better put to use like here, let's say. Right? Let's try that. I feel like that works better, because then once you jump off of this, you might be able to land on that rail if you have enough speed. Although you don't look like you'd be able to get too much, you might be able to do it. So how about we lower it, make it a little bit closer. There we go. And now you still have room to go straight if you want to. Then this part here, what we can do... Let me see. I don't know, I could just delete this rail, I suppose. I don't know if that would give us any money back to allow us to make a new ledge. Probably not. I feel like this doesn't really have a place. You know, I feel like maybe this would benefit if it just stayed open. Let me see. Yeah, because I feel like that gets in the rail. That's in the way of the ramp. It encourages jumping over it and maybe a hippie jump or something. But I really feel like it's kind of just in the way. Let's get rid of it. Oh, look. Okay, see, now we have that. So you know what we could do? Let's get rid of the vending machine. And let's grab one of these. And then we'll use that. So now you can actually get up to the top. Look at that. It doesn't look too out of place now. You know, looks pretty good, if anything. Make it, put it to the edge. We'll have it touch the wall. Zoom in a little closer so we can see what we're doing. There we go. That looks nice. Just a tiny bit. Try that out. See, you gotta have a conversation with the maps. You know, it'll let you do some things, but you can't push it. There are ways to get a little around. Although I am having difficulties. You know what let's do? Let's just turn it sideways. So now we have more to jump on. Look at that. That's kind of cool looking. Kind of goes into the ramp a bit. Place a marker down. Get off the board. Yeah, it's a bit high up, but we can do it. And actually here we have a nice view. You can actually go to different spots from here. So if I wanted, I could jump over. You have to get some speed, obviously. But you could get across the map like that. Maybe not. No, I feel like I can make that jump. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Never mind. I don't want the video to just be me trying random shit like this, but I'm determined now. There we go. Alright, that's cool. It brings us to this little tower area here, which is nice. We have a lot of different ramps. So you go down this way, it's a long. This way, it's immediate. This way, it has a short gap. This one, it's a different kind. There's a ramp or a rail you can take. So if you go off the ramp, you can try to make it over here and slide down into that. If you go off the ramp into this rail, the objective here is to hop over this blue thing, go down, grind the rest of this, and then you can use the ramp. And then you could try going back up, or you could just go into the bottom over here. This one, if you're good enough, you can get over this, or you can get through this little gap, which is very hard to do, but very fun to kind of try. This one in the middle. The one in the middle really doesn't do anything. You know, it just kind of sends you. So if you want to try to maybe use that to hop over this and get on the rail, or hop over and get over this way, but for the most part, it's kind of just useless and kind of just there to be there. Although I like it, I think it looks nice, and even if it does nothing, you still have the option to do it and try to make it work. The way you get up is this weird kind of in-the-wall pillar thing that I made, but it works, so that's the main thing. Another kind of drop-off here with the water, so it actually would go down this, right? That's what this arch is for. And then the water stops, and this is supposed to be the ditch. Like, it's a drainage ditch you can skate in. This area here, I actually used to have like a telephone pole going to it. I think it was basically just plain, so instead of making a way to go to it, I put this rail so you can kind of curve next to it. But I still try to get to this sometimes. And this up here actually used to be skatable, but there's no reason to go up here anymore. But you know what I'll do? Because I tried going up here yesterday. Maybe I'll make a way for you to actually be able to get up there. So let's get this out of here. Let's do that vending machine again, right? But let's make it so you don't really see that it's a vending machine. Like, put it like right next to the wall. And we'll make like stairs out of it, you know? Let's try that. We may have to get pretty creative with it. Because remember, we only really have props left, as you can see in the meter up there. So if we do something like this. Right? Yeah, you see what I'm doing? And you make stairs. So let's see if that works. I think I just put myself in the umbrella, which will probably take me back to the start. Oh no, luckily we're here. Okay, good. Okay, so it's going to be a little tricky, but we can do this. Alright, maybe not. Let's try it again, shall we? Climb with the first one. Got the second one. Third one. Look at that! Okay, now we can get up here again. And what I used to like to do is I used to like to go around this wall. So if you can get enough speed and you can keep it, yeah, you can actually wall ride this thing. It's not a real wall ride, but this is a wall and you are riding it. Right there, you see I didn't make it. But you can do that, and that was always a fun thing to do. And yeah, I think I've showed the majority of this map. Now, like Skate 3, there's some bumps and things like this that I probably should fix. Instead of having these to look nice, I should probably just get rid of them, because they actually don't really magnetize. Seemingly not, anyway. They're not long enough either, so it kind of just gets in the way. Very unfortunate. This one over here, maybe what I could do is try to fix the snapping, but I don't think it'll work. Yeah, see, look, there's still a little nick in the middle right there. By the way, my name's Nick. And that usually kicks you off your board. Anyway, we have these nice little lamps, very aesthetic. This one's different just for the sake of being different. I thought this was really cool. This is a quarter pipe or a corner of a quarter pipe I actually put in the ground because I thought it looked nice. I put a chair and a table on it for aesthetic. Over here, obviously, just to give you the feeling that you are still surrounded by water. There's still water going throughout. And around the back over there, right? So it does go out the entire map until the very edges, but you don't skate there. So, and then this is just I put here just to put here because I think I was running low on money, and I was like, yeah, let's make some nice stuff. So I made that stick out, have some water there, and just very nice aesthetic things. Especially this arch too. This arch was perfectly fitting. I was so happy that fit so well. But for the most part, that's Venice. And I figure it's a good quick 20-minute overview. If you want to see more of the map, we have 50 minutes of gameplay of Venice and Egypt you can look at. That'll come after this. So, let's save this. Let's save it. I fixed Venice up a little bit. We'll save over it. and then we will go to Egypt. By the way, I called it Venezia because that's the, well, spelling for it in Italy, which my father told me about. My dad told me a lot. I learned so much from my dad. I know you might have saw Paris there, but it's Paris based off of Sly Cooper. That's not actual Paris. I might make actual Paris. Right now we're going to Egypt. I'm trying to do a theme with some of these level showcases. Like the first one I did was Bomb on Battlefield. And then I'm going to have maybe some Mario levels put together, put some Sonic levels together, other video game levels together, just locations, like around the world locations like Egypt and Venice, I thought are big ones, very nice ones. Both actually, you know, in Assassin's Creed too. You have Assassin's Creed Origins, you got Egypt. This is the original version of Egypt. It's a bit harder and a bit clunkier. I'm just going to show you around, right? So you can see the fences kind of don't go all the way around. And right in the beginning, there is a tunnel that you have to go down, and you have to loop up. Yeah. Let me follow the tunnel. I think, yeah, it leads you to here. And this section here is actually a bit harder. I actually moved this rail to that section of water over there, and I think I removed this thing, one of these. And then when we get down to the bottom over here, this is actually unfinished, and there is a ramp here in the easier version, and some other pieces are just moved around. So let's go to the easier version now. I'll show you that off. Skate park, my parks. Egypt version 2 easy. I'm probably going to delete the original version because I don't need it anymore. And I'm actually, if I make anything else on this PS3, it might crash. I have less than 500 megabytes apparently. I bought a new hard drive for it. But I still want to make stuff on it being as I have it in. So I'm going to do that before I switch. So here we go. You can see the fence goes all the way around. You used to be able to get out. You can probably still get out if you get enough speed. You see there I almost made it over already. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at that. Easy. So you can do it, but it's, you know, it's discouraged. I fell. But anyway, right off the bat, I think it's kind of cool. You go into a pyramid, which is something I've always wanted to do. And I finally did it in this map. It's not as great as I wanted it to be, but I still like that I made it happen. The whole map I do feel comes together. It does work. It's not perfect. Well, really nothing's perfect, but I'm happy with the way it turned out. I wish I could have done little things better. But for the most part, anytime I make something, I'm pretty much happy with it. Some things not. That's why some things are unfinished. And I revisit some maps. Some maps I'm going to show you have better versions. Like Egypt has an easier version. That easier version is actually better, too. Not just because it's easy, because it has more stuff. So anyway, you go down into the pyramid, right? And you're going around the tunnels and halls, like in the movie The Mummy or something like that. And eventually we're going to go into like a mummy's tomb. There will be no sarcophagus or anything, but it will be an awesome Egypt skate park. Yeah, it's going to be condensed because it's all indoors, but it will be pretty cool. And I'm doing pretty good now. I like platformers. Platformers is my favorite genre of video game, so I shoved a lot of platforming stuff into the skate maps, which I try not to do now because I try to make it more skate parks, but I still do it. So here we go. This is the tomb, so it's like, oh, we dropped down. Oh no, where are we? Fuck it, let's shred. Look at that. Pretty snazzy. I wonder what music I'm going to put over Egypt, because I know I'm going to put like some just nice Venice sounding songs over the Venice stage, like from Paper Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff. But for Egypt, I don't really have any music for Egypt. I guess the Pillar Men theme, maybe from JoJo's. This is a cool little skate park in here. Nice little overview. You got a bump, you come down, alright, the tunnel. That's just aesthetic when you look at it from this angle. But the wall, right, is also the ramp. Have this nice little dip. You have the two corners here, so it's not a full bowl. The bowl goes up on both sides. The sides has a little ramp you can use, which just for now I'll make that double. It has a rail on the other side, which again, just for now, I'm going to change that to be this. You know what? No, I'm probably going to save it like that because I think that's more fun. And I think that connects really well too. get some fun lines out of it. And then how you get out is here is you take up the steps. This tomb actually went through a lot of revisions. Go over, and oh yes, no, I need to bump up the height of these rails or something, because these are just shitty. They don't work for some reason. Maybe, you know, if I do this, and I can put them on the side. Oh, you're kidding me. Let's see if there's any rail anywhere I can just delete. I'll tell you what, I'll skate around this a little more, and then I'll show you the rest of the stage, and I'll see if I can fix that. But I do want to showcase the level, so let me actually do that. Let me show you how this doesn't work. And of course, me wanting to show you how it doesn't work, that time it works. Watch, let me try it again. I bet you it won't work. Yeah, see? It doesn't want to snap you to that rail like it does a lot of times. For some reason, that one just doesn't work, and I think it has to do with how low it is. We're not going to worry about it. Not right now. Alright, let's dive. Let's try a different dive. Okay, not doing well so far again. Oh, God! How can I showcase my level if the whole thing don't fucking work, man? I'm really upset. I really want to show this level, and I fucking can't. Okay, we're going to the bottom. We're going to start at the bottom. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Let's go. Here we go. Get some nice Egypt action going on. Come on, get the snaz. There we go. Now we're... Ah! I'm angry! You know, that looked so fucking cool until it fucked up. Here we go. Up the wall. Down into the bowl. Let's do a snazzy flip here. Oh, man. This is not going well. And I used to like this skate park. Now I don't. I don't know if you've noticed, but for the most part, my skate parks are not regular skate parks. Like, I don't just say, hey, you know, I want to make a rooftop skate park. Although I have done stuff like that before. Have I? Wait, maybe I haven't. I want to remake a rooftop map from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. It's actually only in the Xbox version, and I really, really just love that map. So I might remake that in Skate 3. But a lot of my maps have very unique designs to them. It's like, oh, I picked something that I think would be cool if it was a skate park. Like Peach's Castle would be cool to shred, so I made it. Bowser's Castle is one I'm looking into. I'm looking into making like a jungle level. I wasn't sure if I was going to make Donkey Kong or Jurassic World or just make a jungle level. Maybe have references to the two in it or something. Egypt, obviously. It's like, yo, I just took the idea of just Egypt as a whole with sphinxes and pyramids and tombs, and I said, I might get a fucking skate park. Same thing with Venice. How fun is it to just skate Venice, go on the Riviera? Is that France? I don't know. We'll go around. And I've done that before. Right? Locations really shined in American Wasteland. Again, very unfortunate I couldn't show you. I made Mexico, America, London, Venice, Ireland I made. Some were countries, some were just towns. I think I made Roswell. Roswell was part of Mexico. That was really cool. Because I had Mexico City, then I had just like the Mexico like wilderness, like where crime kind of happens a lot. And then I had Roswell. So it was a cool mix of stuff. And in that map too, you had to get really high air in order to get over the wall to get into Roswell. It was really cool. Actually, Roswell is a... What the fuck? Roswell's actually a map in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1, and they actually brought it back in Pro Skater 3. And I wouldn't say my version is based off of that, I just wanted to make Roswell. But anyway, let's move on, let's finish this map here. I'm trying to make this video 40 minutes maximum, 20 minutes per level. Right now, I think we took up about 20 minutes for Venice, we're taking about 10 for Egypt 1 and 2. Here we go. We dive through a pyramid. Then we can go up the Sphinx. And I fucked it. Let's try it again. I am really doing piss poor right now. Here we go. Come on. Yes! You don't have to go up the Sphinx. You can go like on the side, or you could just go around it and use the other ramps and shit that are around the map to your availability. But something that I like to do is I wanted to make the Nile, but again I ran out of budget. I ran out of money. So I made the beginning part water, and you can actually go around this. So if we go down the pyramid, if we go up the Sphinx the right way, we can get a good amount of speed. And then we can swoop back around. The problem is I hit into the Sphinx's nose a lot. I also fuck up a lot. It's a good thing to place a marker there, because you will most likely screw up a lot. Yeah, look at that. So. This is awful. There we go. I'm really upset. I hate it when things don't work. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, here we go. Around the Nile, baby. I'm in the Nile. Yes, there we go. Good, finally. All right, now let me show you around the bottom. Egypt is something I wanted to make for a long time, too. So I'm happy to make that. And you have some cool stuff down here. It's, you know, it's mostly just here to be here, like to have a big open skate area, because there wasn't, I feel like there wasn't too much more I could make, because I needed to put the Sphinx down in the map, otherwise I was going to be really upset. So I'm just like, fuck it, this thing is so huge. This game is so buggy, let me tell you. I figure this thing is so huge, it's going to have to be out in the open area. I wanted to make the ground all sand, didn't have enough money to do that, so I said, fuck it, I'll just throw a bunch of shit around, let people skate at the end, and get a load of the things. And you can actually go up on top of this thing. Now, I know I go in creator mode a lot. You don't need to do that, but I do that a lot just to make things easier for me to show you. But on the Sphinx, you can actually go down its back. You can go down its face if you want. Here we go. And you, again, use that to get speed. I'm going to go down the back now. And there's actually a rail here. Right. Because if you hit the ground, normally, obviously, you see you'll fall off your board because you're hitting something too fast. But the rail, actually, it'll still send you fast, but you're lower to the ground once you finally touch the ground, as opposed to jumping from a higher height. There we go. We were fine when we hit the ramp. So let's try this. Here we go. I'm definitely jumping too early. Ah. You know, I really hate a lot of times that, for some reasons, rails, they don't let you snap to them. And a lot of times, you know, you don't want rails to be snapped. You don't want to snap to some rails, and they make you, and I'm just getting kind of really annoyed that it's not working. I want to show something cool, but because of the game's inconsistencies, I can't. There we go. Fucking finally. I mean, again, I'm not playing good tonight either, but still, like, it's annoying. I really hope they make a Skate 4. They can fix a lot of the problems with 3, but 3 was great. I did not like 2. I haven't played 1. I played the Wii version of 1, so I feel like I did not get a good representation of how 1 plays. But I really, really would like a Skate 4. It's gotta have split screen, because the other ones had split screen. They took it out in Skate 3, and they left it in the damn menu. If you can see over here. Oh, maybe they patched it out of the menu. It used to say Party Play, but it was just faded out, so you couldn't click it. But that was basically I thought you hand off the controller. controller. Maybe it wasn't 2-player. I don't know, but I want 2-player Skate 3. Or Skate 4. I want it to have at least 2 players. It's got to have online again, right? Obviously, I want a more expansive creator mode, but I'm doubtful we're even going to get Skate 4. If we do, it's made by EA, so it's probably going to be filled with microtransactions. It's probably going to be missing content. You're probably going to have to pay for all the shit you actually want. So, I'm not sure that I do want Skate 4. Obviously, I want a successor to Skate 3. There's actually a game called BMX Streets that is looking really exciting. It's by a guy's named Mash Games, I believe. I saw them when they were first working on it. They had a Kickstarter. I actually missed it by 4 days. And I think they only wanted like 35 grand. Or maybe they only got 35 grand. I forget. They didn't get enough money to reach their Kickstarter. And they decided to keep making the game anyway. And the game's coming out awesome. They released basically a tech demo of it that you can play on the Xbox One. It's $10. It's really fun. It's fairly difficult, but really fun. Really rewarding. Like, this game is kind of floppy and easy, and it doesn't, like, doing something cool doesn't always feel cool, and the amount of times that you will just get screwed up for no fault of your own just because of how the physics work in this game, it's annoying. In that game, yeah, it can be annoying to screw up, but it's not finished yet, and even when you do land something, you feel like, holy shit, I did that. That was awesome. So I'm really excited for that game, and I feel like there is going to be a Creator Park mode. I remember they were showing that in the early days on Kickstarter. The way that the city's coming along, everything just looks really great. So if you're looking for another experience like Skate, look into BMX Streets. And they have the demo, BMX Streets Pipe, it's called. It's probably also on PlayStation, it's on Xbox One, you can probably get it on PC. Look at their videos, Mash Games, I'm really excited. The only other thing like Skate is, I guess, Steep by Ubisoft. It's like a mix between SSX and Skate. So there's skiing, there's snowboarding, there's wingsuit, parachuting. Now they're doing an Olympic Games expansion. I think they're doing something else too. It looks neat. I read on the box it says it's online connection required, so it seems like it's always online, but my friend Matt told me, who lives here, by the way, Matt couldn't be for this commentary, told me that he played it and it didn't need to be online, but I don't know. So as far as I know, that game's like Skate, but it's snowboarding and skiing. And then there's also Shaun White's snowboarding, Shaun White's skateboarding, Tony Hawk's Proving Ground, but Tony Hawk is what Tony Hawk is, so it plays completely different. Shaun White's kind of like a mix between Tony Hawk and Skate. And then SSX, just the reboot name by EA, before EA was complete like shitbags and screwing their customers. That one you can actually play it like Tony Hawk, or like Skate. The controls are there. You can completely swap them if you want. You can actually mix them together. You can use fate buttons. You can use the control stick. You can play like classic SSX. You can play like modern. It's really good. But again, it's not a skateboarding game. The only other skateboarding game that came out this generation is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. If there's some indie skateboarding game I don't know about, and I'm not calling like Manual Emanuel the fucking 2D game. No. I mean like a real skateboarding game. The only other one I know is Pro Skater 5. And while that's fun, it launched broken and buggy and a piece of shit. And I think Skate 3 might have also done that too. But it's fun to play now. But again, it's like Tony Hawk. So if you don't want Tony Hawk, you want Skate. You have Steep, you have BMX Streets, and you have Skate. You can look into the SSX reboot, and you can look into Tony Hawk games if you want. That's all I know about it. So that's all of Egypt. I showed you Venice already, 2 versions of Egypt. I'm looking into making some more maps. Obviously, I'm going to do some more recording, show off the rest of my levels. This is something I wanted to do for a very long time. I'm excited to do this. I hope I don't like clog up the Bonehead Clan with videos people don't want to see. But since the beginning of the Bonehead Clan, I said, this isn't for you. This is for me. Like, it's always been stuff that I want to make. Obviously, I make some things that people do want to see. But at the end of the day, if I really don't like something or I really want to do something, I'm going to do it. I keep things in mind. I'm like, I don't want to force people to see something they don't want. But if somebody doesn't want to watch something, they don't have to. You know? If somebody wants something, I'm probably going to make it. I'm still going to make Boot Camp 3. I'm still going to make Smash Police 6. I'm still going to make Carter and Gibby. I'm still going to make a bunch of things. But anyway, that's the end of Egypt. That's the end of Venice. Hope you like it. I'm going to have the rest of the gameplay come right after this. I think it's about 50 minutes. And this is just under 40 minutes. So, what's the math? That's like 90 minutes. So that's like an hour and a half of footage. So, there you go. I hope that can tide you over. The next one. What's the next one? The previous one, the one we just did before this, Isle Delfino and Peach's Castle. The one after this, maybe we'll do some Sonic levels. I'm not sure yet, but I figure I showed video game 1, then 2 more video games 1, then actual locations. Maybe I'll do another video game or something. But anyway, this has been Nick S. Plays like Soda, the Bonehead Clan.